Shalom, shalom. Hey, I got the $1 million question, right? For those that claim the mark of the beast is a microchip, right? With everything going on in the earth, who's going to implement the mark of the beast? What nation is going to implement the mark of the beast? Because if you say it's all white people, you got to be specific, because obviously Russia is not doing what America is doing. China is not doing what America is doing. Iran is definitely not doing what America is doing. What nations or what white nation is going to implement the mark of the beast? Because if you say it's America, then obviously it ain't going to be the whole world. So this is where the doctrine kind of falls very short. It takes a deep dive, very short. If the mark of the beast is going to be a worldwide thing and you can't eat, right, and drink and buy and sell, right, all of this stuff with a physical chip, the $1 million question is, who's going to implement it? And I'm going to leave y'all with that.
I want to give all the praises and the honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Recha HaKwadash, and double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone. Honors as well to the other elders, brethren, you fellow believers of this truth. Also, shalom to the supporters of the truth. Shalom to the sisters. Shalom to the elect. Anyway, I got this video here from this brother, GMS Buffalo, New York, Zion. He did a great video on this topic. I don't even remember what it's titled. Watch out for the simps, $1 million question. Who's going to implement the Motb? As y'all saw the intro. And I watched most of the video up to maybe 11 minutes. It's a 12-minute video. He went and got straight to the point. So I want to give my take on it. And he said a lot of great things, you know, according to the scriptures, righteously. Let me say that. He said he broke it down correctly and just made a lot of common sense, you know. So anyway, this guy, I think Chief Ephraim, right? Who can trust a double-minded man? I believe this Chief Ephraim, you know. And he's hopped from camp to camp, you know, in and out of camps, jumping ship. You know, you can't trust somebody who's not grounded, who's not confident. And you can't always trust these guys with big beards, right? Because it's like the Pharisees. The bigger the beard, and the smarter people think they are. Like Christians, they got so many books in the background that they almost want to make you think that they're smart. But they're not, you know? So anyway, this man, Chief Ephraim, what they do is when they're not getting enough content and they want to be abused spiritually, right? And they want to pick a fight, then they'll come to us and then we'll do a video or several videos. And then everybody jumps in and say, you hate your brother, right? But this man, I'll get some scriptures on that. And what about Genesis? They believe in the mark. What's up with that? Will they contend for the faith? No, all these phonies will sit there in a peaceful agreement, agreeing to disagree, and they will even allow this man to say this about GMS or attack GMS on the doctrine, all for the sake of their brotherhood. Now, it'll be interesting to see if Deacon or Priest Hakar and Brother Hassad tend to deal with this guy on this topic. Will they put him up on this show and zoom in on that big beard, right? And go in on this guy? Well, we'll see. But one scripture comes to mind, Matthew 13 and 11, which we know this by heart through the Spirit. It says, therefore I speak to them in parables, because they see and see not, hear and hear not, neither do they understand. Right? Let me go on down. Let me see here. Therefore, it says here, He that answered and says, because it is given to you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but unto them is not given. Whosoever have, to him shall be given, and he shall have more in abundance. But whosoever shall have not, from him shall it be taken away. Right? For this people heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed. See, these Israelites think this is just talking about Christians. No, this is talking about Hebrew Israelites. Lest at any time they should see with their eyes and hear with their ears, and should understand with the heart, and should be converted, and I should heal them. Right? Let me go down to the point, because this whole thing is good. When anyone heareth the word of the kingdom, right? Because this is part of the kingdom, the prophecy, and understandeth it not, then cometh the wicked one, and catcheth away that which was sown in his heart. So anybody who's just coming to the truth, and they're learning the truth, and they see, and then this prophecy come up, and then hear this guy. Hear this guy. Well, we're going to touch on that a little bit. He said, Russia, they're moving their own way. I believe Iran is moving their own way. So what is it going to be, just America? You know, and as the brother brought out, that this Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's mark. It's his chip. It's not their chip. So no matter what direction they're going, the Lord is going to bring this together. And that should be the faith. Look, when the world was at war, World War I, Korean War, or World War II, World Korean War, you had all kind of Barbary wars, the war of Afghanistan. Guess what the world was still running on? Some form of currency, right? People were still traveling in and out of places. So as long as money can be used or even converted to move in other places, you still have currency. And when it all drops, because there's the heads and then there's the head honchos, right? There's the showers, and then there's the showmen. Okay, these people that set up in the front, they're running stuff, as you see, but there's elites on higher levels that's going to bring this all together, and they're using war also to do it. What you think it's all about? He hasn't listened, found out, or did any research on the NWO. Anybody who don't know what that is, look it up. You haven't did any research on that? Order ab chaos, right? That happened back in Rome. Order ab chaos. You haven't did any research on that? These guys ain't studied, man. These guys, they're not studied. They're not people you should trust their prophecy. And again, I need to see Genesis put their face on a blast, since they believe in the mark. But they all come together in the name of brotherhood and friendship, right? And allow this behavior, but they attack the doctrine as if it's individual. This is the Lord's doctrine. This is not GMS doctrine. This is not Great Millstone doctrine. It's been given to Great Millstone, right? Which is still part of Great Millstone doctrine. But it starts with Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. That's the whole key. This is not our own words. We didn't make this up. This is spiritual. And what they see when we go to Revelation 13, and then we'll get some older translations. Right? Revelation 13, God's Word translation. The second beast forces all people, important and unimportant people, rich and poor, free and bond, as slaves, to be branded on their right hands or their foreheads. So we see the word mark. The problem with transliteration, you can look up one word and it'll have 8 different definitions. So you have to apply it. And the scholars here did apply it. Right? The Cloverdale Bible of 1535. Rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark, right? I'm just going through a couple of translations. Let's go to let me see this translation. The highways, Hiwes, New Testament. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, freemen and bondmen, slaves, to receive a brand on their right hand. So just like you have the book of Mark, right? That's someone's name is Mark. There's also a mark as engraving or cutting something, right? There's also a mark in Romans 16 that's mark them, which originally would be scope them, that cause division. So you see this word is having different definitions to it. Let me see if I can get another one. A lot of them say mark, but you would think you was smart enough to look up the word and see what it meant, which goes to karakma or karakzin. It says to receive a mark, to receive a mark. One, it says a brand, branded. It's either branded or mark, either one. Let me see here. And this right here, the ISV says to be marked, like past it. That's letting you know that's not talking about someone's name or something else on their right hand, on their forehead. And here it says to obtain a mark. See, that makes it singular. That's different. To obtain a mark in an NET Bible, right? I don't know if I looked this up. Let's go to Russia. Russia has electronic currency. I just wanted to go to this. Yeah, they have electronic currency. But what you have to do, I was reading this, what you have to do is you have to, independent from Western systems, digital, they got it called your digital ruble developments, current electronic payments. So what you have to do, current banking restrictions, alternative payments, you are allowed to bring dollar, pounds, euros, yen, right, in cash in exchange for rubles. So they're still accepting the cash. You just have to convert it, right? It says here Iran. What is it? I think I had Iran up. Let me see here. Yeah, I don't think I have it, but it says Iran the same thing. But what I want to do is I want to go here. This is Revelation 13:17, that no man might buy, neither sell, but they have their character, either in the name of the beast or the number of his name. I couldn't pull up the Texas Receptus, the receive text. I couldn't pull that up. It's always down, so I had to find another source of this old Bible of 1382. That no man may buy or sell, no, but he that have a character, or the name or the number of his name. They kind of cleaned it up and made it more understandable, right? In this revised version of the 1382 Bible. So you see here the word is character, like when you see a cartoon character, that's actually a drawing. It wasn't until when you see a character image. So now this is why you would call somebody, say, hey, that's a wild character. Or you might say Alazar is a character. You know what I'm saying? Or this guy, Chief Ephraim, is a character. He's unusual. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at this word character. And I already got it geared up to online etymology with a right click. Okay. Mid 14th century, character, symbol, mark, branded in the body, on the body. This is why the original translation never said mark. They meant no harm when they wrote mark, because you didn't think that it would change to so many different understandings or variations of that word, right? Symbol, drawing, used in sorcery, right? Graphic symbol. That's pretty much to the point. Character from the Greek character, engraved mark, also symbol or imprint on the soul, right? Properly instrument for marking. So when it says imprint on a soul, like when people say they sold their soul, that's really going into your life. You know, it's life changing. A symbol or imprint on the soul, properly instrument for marking, which it'll be in your forehead where your soul is, right? From karoxen to engrave. From karox, pointed stake. You know, I find it is really ironic the way I was thinking about it and how Yahushua got pierced. What they call karoxen, engraved. He got pierced. Now, he did that for us. So now if you get pierced with his system, you're not worthy. That means you turned your back on Yahushua and ultimately Yahweh, right? And that's what these guys do, right? That's what these guys do. Again, let me go back here. When anyone heareth the word of the kingdom, understandeth it not, then cometh the wicked one to catch away that which is sold in his heart. This is which is received the seed. This is he which received seed by the wayside. He that receiveth the seed into the stony places, the same is he that heareth the word anon, and the joy receiveth it. Yet he had not root himself, but doing for a while. For the tribulation of persecution arises because of the word, by he is offended. He also that received the seed among the thorns is he that heareth the word, and the care of the world, right? This man was throwing the money around, talking about how, a lot of these guys do this, that hustle. They'll use the truth, talk about GMS to get more views. And the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, right? I knew a guy that because he came into some money, him and his woman, they kind of left. He left the truth. And he becometh unfruitful. But he that received the seed into good ground is he that heareth the word and understandeth it, which also bear fruit. This is why it's not about wild roots growing up, springing out, because they can be weeds. And a lot of you camps, you've sprung up weeds. You haven't sprung up good fruit. It says, which also bear fruit and bring forth fruit, some 100, some 60, and some 30. Right? And then it goes on if you want to read all of Matthew 13. But this man has no understanding of the scriptures. The bottom line, again, there's the honchos and there's the head honchos. There's the men on campus and then there's the big men on campus. Does he understand who really runs? Well, he should know how about Shemel Shah runs it, but does he understand who's truly in charge? I mean, are they that far behind that they don't understand Esau and who the real ones that are that set up? I can't say in the video, but do they understand that? I mean, we can go into the Rothschilds and various others, but I mean, the systems that are set up in place, these guys don't study, man. They're out there for a show, big beards and big garments. That's all it is. It's just a show. That's all I have on that show.